undermining yourself by not selling because you're not being compensated fully for, like, own it. Just own it, that you have energy and attention, and you just give the client so much more than these superficial beauty treatments. I'm giving you permission to ask for more. Where to cut the hair. It's about knowing where to put the hair dye. It's about placement. It's about knowing where to put the acupuncture needle. You're solving their need for wanting to feel better about themselves, and grooming and caring, and for therapists, holistic therapists, beauty therapists. I used to do reflexology. They can fall into the trap of overgiving. So because they care so much and because they're so passionate about their craft, they can do and care too much. So they're overgiving of their energy. And any treatment is an energy exchange. The exchange, yes, it happens to be money, but a lot of therapists, it takes a while to wrap your head around that your value is the treatment itself, and that you need to be compensated for that. Compensation comes in form of money. So I'm giving you permission to ask for more. And what I mean by that is to add in sales, because you're coming from a good place. I'm giving you permission to ask for more. To ask for more as a therapist, to value your energy that you give to clients. So any treatment is a energy exchange, and the exchange is the money for your time, knowledge, skill. There's this antidote that I remember reading in a sales book once, and it was this guy, like he was a plumber or electrician or some kind of tradesman, and the person asked for the breakdown of the price, and they said, why are you only charging, it says here on the invoice, $1 for the equipment and $80 or whichever for your service? And the man goes, yeah, because it's about knowing where to put the valve on the plumbing, for example. It's about knowing where to put it or where to place. So the same applies to holistic therapists, to health practitioners, alternative medicine, to beauty, to spa, fitness, hair, all these industries. The same applies. It's about knowing where to cut the hair. It's about knowing where to put the hair dye. It's about placement. It's about knowing where to put the acupuncture needle. Training, it's knowledge, it's experience, it's energy, it's intuition. Same with reflexology. Anybody can do general foot massage, but it's about pinpointing and intention. So that is all energy, and it's about your attention is like somebody's data. It's a commodity, so you need to be compensated for that. So I'm giving you permission to ask for more as a therapist. A lot of therapists fall into the trap of overgiving, doing more for their clients, you come from a good place. You do come from a good place because you have, I get it, I used to be there. It's that passion you have, that interest you have. Like, you don't get into this industry if you don't have a genuine calling for it, wanting to heal, whilst also healing yourself and working on yourself first and foremost, so that you come with untainted energy and you can just be the vessel for the healing. That the client, you're actually just you're holding space for the client to heal themselves. If you understand how the body works and you understand homeostasis and the whole principle of all holistic treatments, you admire that the body can heal itself. And so you're coming from a good place. You're highly attuned, you're highly sensitive, you're well trained, you have product knowledge, and you're so in tune with reading body language and facial expressions and somebody's aura and energy, that even if you're just doing their nails, you're solving their want for to look a certain way and be socially accepted. You're solving their need for wanting to feel better about themselves and grooming and caring. And for a lot of people, beauty treatments are a hobby as well. So you're facilitating this creative outlet. Like a lot of nails, you're looking at them, like the client is looking at them. The client sees them all day, every day. So a lot of it is for the person. And that's not superficial. It goes deeper than that. A lot of people think beauty is beauty treatments, waxing nails, makeup. All that is just more that superficial. But it's about rituals. It's about just so much deeper. I have other videos on that topic as well. So this video is about giving you permission to ask for more as a therapist. And I think that's the reason a lot of therapists shy away from selling. And why you're not selling, why is it not an integral part of your treatment? And I think you can tell so much from a client. You're so in tune and sensitive yourself that it's an energy exchange. Like you're showing up, you're not just a robot doing somebody's treatment. Like there's an energy exchange and a vibe, and it's about you holding space for that person to get attention, or to give attention to their grooming, to give attention to their self-care, to take a moment. So whether they went to the gym, or whether they went out for a walk in nature, or whether they come for a beauty treatment, you're that container, you're holding space for them. And that's an energy exchange, and you should be compensated for that. So don't undervalue what you bring to the table. Don't undervalue that. Yes, it could be a beauty treatment. Yes, it could be a once-off, but if you a once-off spa treatment, yes, it can be all these things, but it's more than that. If you're a genuine therapist and you have passion for your skill and your craft, you need to ask for more. Yes, you have to put in the costs of the treatment, the laundry, the electricity, the overheads of doing that treatment, the wipes that you need, the makeup remover if you're doing the eyelashes, the actual equipment and those costs. But it's also your time, attention, your skill, your product knowledge, your experience, and then also on top of that, your capacity to read energy, your capacity to adapt to that energy of the person. They're feeling like, you're doing a skincare consultation and they're a skincare junkie and they're loving, you're giving them that creative outlet, and you're exchanging. Have you heard about the latest? Have you heard about this? Oh, they've recently done research in this area of skincare, and this is the latest. Oh, microbiome. It's all to do with your gut health, and your bacteria affects your skin. Your digestion affects your skin. And then you talk about like the latest probiotic, that there's probiotics now in skincare topically, but also to start taking them internally. And you could do a certain nutrition and add and add and add. So it's not a simple applying makeup. It's not a simple facial, superficial. Stop undervaluing yourself. I'm giving you permission to ask for more, permission to do more. And that's why sales comes in as well, because you need to be compensated for all this energy that you bring. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out. Otherwise, you're going to feel resentful. Otherwise, you're not going to last in the industry for years to come. So people are going to be buying elsewhere. If you don't sell them the nutrition and you've talked to them about microbiome and gut health and or the skincare, they're going to go to the local pharmacy and buy, or the local drugstore, or even the supermarket and buy some kind of face wash, soap. But you're saying, no, you need a gel cleanser, your combination skin. Your skin is sensitized from the environment and it's dehydrated. Those are external conditions, so you need to fix them first. But your skin type is actually like a dry skin type. So once you fix those external factors of hydration and the environment, you're going to have to look at your skin type, which is what you were born with, which is your dry, so your skin is lacking in nourishment and oils. So that's going to come from a creamy cleanser, but you wear a lot of makeup, so you need makeup remover properly, creamy cleanser to nourish your skin and to cleanse it properly with probiotics to protect from the environment, because you, the client, are out in you're working outdoors all day, or you're exposed to the sun, or you're at a shop window. You're a salesperson anyway. Do you get my drift? That like, to see how much knowledge you have, that this is an exchange. You're giving attention to that person, you're giving them advice, recommendations, and that's where sales come in, as in it's okay to sell during even if it's a health-based treatment, even if it's not a classic beauty treatment, and even if it is eyebrows, lashes, express beauty treatment, even then, even more so, you are giving that person their creative outlet. You're giving that person their ability for stress relief. You're giving that person like, people might just use, like, they pay how much for food. Some people use food for stress relief. Some people, like, you go to a restaurant, it's the environment. You can make that food at home. You can make something very similar at home, and it tends to be like, come on, a Caesar salad, you could make that at home, but it's what, overpriced in the restaurant. But why? It's not overpriced, it's the value, that the theme of the restaurant. It's being served, being, not having to do the dishes after. It's a whole experience. So the therapist, the beauty therapist, does the same. And that's where I'm giving you permission to sell. It's okay to learn how to sell. You're not undermining your treatment. You're actually undermining yourself by not selling, because you're not being compensated fully for, like, own it. Just own it, that you have energy and attention, and you just give the client so much more than these superficial beauty treatments. So if you don't learn sales, use sales as a tool. It's a tool to add to the exchange. It's a tool to be compensated. Sales as in recommending products and home care, or sales is also upgrading the treatment when they're in-house, or it's also rebooking. All that comes under sales. Sales is also getting the client to come back or recommend you as, like, to their friends. In fact, that's also a sale, like a referral. So that's why you give a loyalty card, or you give 10% off for the referred friend, you know. It's an exchange, because that person has, the client who referred has talked about your treatment, so, like, they're doing promotion for you. They will talk naturally. If you give them an outstanding treatment and you're giving them results, and you're giving them changes, and you're giving them the attention they deserve, you're not just a robot. Like, we can do our nails at home. Why do people go to the salon? Why do you bother? You can learn how to do that at home, but it's, you want somebody, it's the setup. They have the setup all ready to go. It's the atmosphere. It's like the restaurant. It's the little chat. It's the time out. It's the, I have a purpose, I'm going here. There's just so much more psychology behind it all, that I'm giving you permission to ask for more. So if you learn about sales, sales is a skill. It's less intimidating. It's less, people automatically think pushy, or like they feel uncomfortable with sales. Why do you feel uncomfortable selling? Why do you feel uncomfortable asking for the appropriate exchange, for the appropriate compensation for your energy, attention, time, skill, product knowledge, room setup? Like, you're not just treating that person for the hour or the half an hour treatment, back massage. Like, you've set up that room, you've heated up the hot stones, there's so much more. You've trained. You need to be compensated for your training. You need to become, you know where to place that stone, hot stone. You know where to massage that muscle. You know the muscles that connect. You know where that person's tension's coming from. You know that this person could need, like, a body detox, or bath salts, Epsom salts. They could need a heat pack. You have so much knowledge, and you can help them. And so if you're a true therapist, and instead of over giving and giving away your advice, compensate it, and it doesn't sales and commission at all. It helps you to have longevity. So I have a whole video about career longevity and why sales is important, but I just think there's this block, this mental misunderstanding between like beauty therapists, and I felt the same at the start. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't have any sales. I didn't see the importance of it. It made me feel really uncomfortable. I thought the management were pushing it. I was like, if it was that important, why didn't we learn in beauty school? But it is part of the treatment, and you realize that once you go out into the live, we used to call it working live on a client. Once you go out into the real world, you realize how important sales are. So I really encourage you to take this on board, let it sit in your mind for a little bit, and then notice when you go for treatments yourself, what are you actually getting from that? Be more mindful when you go to the supermarket. What are you getting from the supermarket? Like, you want a bit more atmosphere, you want options, why would somebody go to, like, what do they call it in America, Whole Foods? Like a nutritional shop, a health shop over a supermarket. One is cheaper than the other, but why are you going? You're going for the advice, you're going for the display, the atmosphere, so much. So a therapist creates all that. You can create a luxury experience. Like, technically we could design robots to do nails. Technically you could design a robot to do your eyebrows, but you need that human eye, that human like intuition of, okay, your face shape is this and I'm used to brows growing that way, and okay, like the robot would say, the AI would say, oh, you need this color in your brow, but you know from experience that that tint doesn't look well. Or how do you handle somebody's emotions when they're having an allergic reaction? If that ever happens, obviously you do a patch test and stuff, but say they had a reaction with the patch test, how do you like manage that or manage their expectations? There's a complete limit to, an AI will never be able to do that human touch, because it's an energy exchange. It's more goes behind the scenes than the actual treatment. The treatment is happening on this level, but it's all, especially when you do like energy treatments like Reiki or bio, it's called bioenergy. I really would like to try that, so put that in the comments below if you're actually a bioenergy practitioner, or if you're reading somebody's astrology chart, for example. Like, you're giving them so much more than just information. Yes, they could like look that up or find it out themselves, but they don't have that like background knowledge, and they don't have that practice of a way to explain it to the client, to make them relate to normal life or adapt it to specifically their just situation. So do you see how much more you are holding space for people as a client? Do you see how much more you need to value yourself? So this is why you learn sales as a skill. Anybody can learn it. It's a skill. So it's just like learning how to do an eyelash tint. So you learn how to do the practical steps, and then you apply your energy behind it as well. You've been able to relate. If you're a natural therapist, you're relatable, you're chatty with people, you are empathetic, and people like that type of attention in this busy cold world. It's like, oh, a restful place. So value yourself and value the energy. Don't be overgiving, and you're missing out big time. If you're not selling, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to you're not doing yourself justice with all the product knowledge that you know. It's an exchange. The client is walking away with learning something specific to them. Clients love when you analyze their skin. They don't like when you're general. They want to know. Don't you like when the doctor comes and does an assessment, health assessment on you? Like, you like to know about your body. You like to know what applies to you specifically, and how you can improve, and how you can get results. And you want people, and therapists can be like gentle and honest, and they can be professional and be like, okay, your hyperpigmentation is coming from this your acne is coming, you can't just do topical skincare approach. You need to be doing also these steps. When's the last time you washed your makeup brushes? When you're putting that on your skin? When's the last time you swapped out your mascara? Like, it seems superficial. Beauty sales, like, we don't need foundation and makeup. You're making that person's life so much easier and stress-free. You're a busy mom. Here's a BB cream. Here's a all-in-one, right? You want stress-free, yes? Here is a cream that has SPF, tinted moisturizer. It's hydrating for your skin type. Analyze their skin. It's the correct tone. It's easy to use. A 2 for, like, all these steps are created. You just need to apply this and go. And then I also recommend you get your eyebrows tinted and lashes done, and you're literally going to wake up and be able to do the school run and go. And you don't have to worry, and you actually look well put together. It's like definition is the biggest step. Instead of thinking you need to do all these makeups, you just need to know this information. Like, you're imparting so much to your clients. Like, that is where, don't feel icky if you sell somebody a product. It's not pushy. It's an extension of the treatment. It's, why do you feel uncomfortable? It's because you just don't know how to sell effortlessly. You don't know how to sell yet that in a way that you may have a bias. You may have an internal, you're not giving your client the full attention they deserve and the knowledge. You might be telling them what to do, and then they go off and buy the product somewhere else. But what I'm trying to say is, you might have yourself an internal bias, which I had at the start. Like, I don't see the value in these type of prices, but that wasn't my budget as a straight out of beauty school therapist. Those weren't my, I wouldn't pay that much, but I would have paid that much for a spa day. So, like, you just, value is very subjective. And if you're solving somebody's problem and it's a real pain point for them, they're happy to buy. And it's not about the buying, it's about getting the results. So the product allows them to get the results. Them doing a course or session of reflexology, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 back massages, like, they could be paying double or triple with a physiotherapist, but you're going to be able to do that in your back massage because you're adding in those hot stones. Like, do you see the value? Do you see how you need to think differently? Change your mindset a little bit. Look at your own bias. Are you happy paying those prices? Do you believe in the products? Could you be influencing? Like, somebody else might value those more than you. So only work in a place where you agree with the ethos, and then selling will be easier. Where do you like, or if it's your own clinic, product brands, like if you're like a healthcare practitioner, and you do something a little bit on different, like Reiki, like that's energy. There's no like black or white. We can measure the result the client got. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. It's very subjective to the person. So what could you like sell to that person? Well, they could be, there's so much, like stress relief, aromatherapy oils, crystals, that kind of thing. It's what the person values. So find out what your client values. So I'm going to do a sales course for beauty and holistic therapists, and I'm going to literally do step by step. Like, this is how you do the consultation, this is how I recommend you try sell. But these videos are to get you to see and value the skill of sales, and I'm giving you, with this video, permission to ask for more from your clients, because look at how much, take notice of how much you, the therapist, are providing. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was inspiring. And if you have more questions on how to do things specifically, write them down below and I'll try tackle your sales question. If you, for example, I keep coming across this objection, but in general, keep in mind, if you learn how to do sales really well, like really well skill, you don't run into a lot of those objections in the first place, because you started the treatment and you've pinpointed that person's want or need. Like you know what they're coming in for. You've gotten to the root pain that they're trying to avoid. Is it stress, or is it they want to feel better, or they want to look better? That's mainly the reason. They want to get help with their health concerns. They want to complement any medical treatments they're getting. They just want more knowledge. They want things specific to them. So keeping all that in mind, keep practicing, keep listening to sales content, try different styles, see what fits you, because it has to be natural and come from you. My approach would be really gentle, ethical, not pushy, but some people they like that real direct. If you're dealing with a lot of like high profile business clients, their attitude, you may have to adapt your style a little bit. So you could take my kind of more feminine, softer approach and mix it with your more structured. No, I need to know a script. I need to know this is what I say in that scenario. This is what I say back to this client. But I think a lot of that goes out the door if you work on the mindset and you work on the self-image of the therapist, of like, this is how I value my treatment and this is how I value what I'm giving to the client. Say, hello, Cara, what's on your face? Is that Mummy's pen? You tell them. You tell them. You tell them. Yes, so until next time. Yeah. Oh, you're writing. You're writing.